All right, hi guys. I just wanted to give you a quick review of what we went over in this section. Okay. So, last section we talked about the Boston Tea Party and the intolerable acts, right? And these were things that caused a lot of tension between the American colonists and the British. So, because of the intolerable acts, ah, there we go. All of the colonies sent a delegate to meet up in the First Continental Congress. The only colony that did not involve themselves. So 12 of the colonies sent a delegate to the First Continental Congress, except Georgia. Georgia said, listen, I want nothing to do with this. We are so loyal to the king. Right? So Georgia was the only place that did not send a delegate. So after the First Continental Congress, they decided that they were going to ban trade with the British and they were going to continue to boycott, which means not buy the goods that the British sell or tax, right? Within the next year before the Continental Congress was able to meet up again, the shot heard around the world happens, right? So during the battles of Lexington and Concord, the British want to go take the Americans' weapons, and they weren't really planning to fight, right? They wanted to just take their weapons and move on. But somebody, we aren't sure who, shot first, right? Causing the Battle of Lexington and officially starting the Revolutionary War, right? Signaled the start of the Revolutionary War and was called the shot heard around the world because the entire world was anticipating what would happen with this tension between the colonists and the British, right? So the shot heard around the world is the first shot that started the Revolutionary War. Okay, so then, sorry. All right, so then the Second Continental Congress meets, and Georgia is still not involved, right? The Second Continental Congress decides that it is officially time after the shot heard around the world happens that they need an army, right? They're going to make a continental army. They decided that this official army was going to be commanded by none other than the George Washington. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, this backs it up a little bit. I did not mean to put it out of order like this for you. back in the Battle of Lexington and Concord, which we talked about earlier, right? That wasn't supposed to be a battle. Mainly became a battle that the colonists had a lot of potential to win and did a really good job in because they knew the British were coming. And they only knew that the British were coming because Paul Revere and two other men rode through town warning them that the British are coming and that the Minutemen need to be prepared to fight. Right? And then we go into the shot heard around the world happens, and the Americans end up stopping the soldiers from getting all of their weapons in Concord. All right, sorry. So we're going to speed it back up. So after Lexington and Concord, the Second Continental Congress meets and appoints George Washington the commander of their new Continental Army. Okay, this Continental Army fights in the Battle of Bunker Hill. So they were trying to see who could keep control of Boston and the Boston Harbor. So the Battle of Bunker Hill ends up happening. How the Battle of Bunker Hill ends is that the Americans actually lose. They're forced to retreat, right? But when they retreat, they still kind of feel more courageous and confident than they did before. And this is just because they managed to kill about 1,000 of the British soldiers. So the war started, there was way, way, way more redcoats, also known as British soldiers, than there were colonists, right, in the Continental Army. But after this war, instead of there being about 1,000 more British soldiers, now they're on a more level playing field. all. And of course, let me know if you have any